long ago, and segregation.
That was 65 years ago, and I had no idea who walked up there what we were doing.
Arkansas native and Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones facing questions tonight about a photo from 6 decades ago. He appears to be a part of a group of white students blocking black students from entering his high school in North Carolina. The photo is here. That is Jerry Jones in the upper middle screen there, and this is a blown-up version of that section. This is around the same time that federal troops were being deployed on this side of the river at Central High School.
That was, 60.
I don't know what to say.
He didn't say sorry.
Yeah, right.
Didn't say.
And curious kid.
The photo shot by the Associated Press back in 1957 shows a group of black students trying to integrate classes at North Little Rock High School when Jones was a sophomore. The young men are blocked from entering the school by a much larger group of white teens. And there's Jones in the background. The Cowboys owner, now 80 years old, spoke about the issue after the Thanksgiving Cowboys game.
I didn't know at the time the monumental event really that was going on, and I'm sure glad that we're a long way from that.
The photo captured when Arkansas was at the center of the civil rights movement, and Arkansas schools were desegregated soon after the photo of Jones was taken. Jones says he showed up to see what was going on, not to participate in the mob.
Nobody there had any idea, frankly, what was going to take place. We didn't have all the last 70 years of reference and all the things that were going on.
But it's funny, like you said, brother, not saying, didn't say anything about an apology.
Yeah, apologize for nothing. Yeah.
Right?
Looks like you're smiling a little bit.
President Trump is ordering a full review of one of the nation's most cherished museums.
Say again? And you're saying, and I mean, it would still be, if you have compassion, if you have a heart, he's the owner of the Cowboys. So I mean, what are you saying? The Cowboys is black.
Yeah, he making money off of them too. They wouldn't be there if he wasn't getting paid.
And his players really
Right.
too happy
You said what?
they get there.
You know what?
It's so think just because something happened in the past, then you don't have to worry about it.
So you're telling me that you, alright, so let me ask you this question. If you was him, and they just asked you that, what would you say?
Well, I believe in God, so I would apologize or have something to say more than that. He didn't say anything.
And I'm pretty sure that's not his first time saying that picture either. He knew it was
Sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So you saying because of his age, he shouldn't feel sympathy or remorse or empathy at least?
I'm not saying that, like you should, but like 16.
But you are saying
But
that.
that's but like you keep going back to he's 16. We're just trying to understand.
Yes.
What do you mean by saying he's 16? You saying because he was 16? Okay. But as an 80-year-old, he does know better.
Now he know at 80 years old.
So, and that's what he's saying. Like, so
Yeah.
at 80, you don't think he should?
With more knowledge and understanding, why wouldn't you just offer up? It's
60 years ago.
You would just say because it was 60 years ago and he was a teenager, we should forgive him
Not just
because of
that.
the time period
No.
he was in
This
or
something you
his
can
age.
move
not
on.
necessarily.
This something you.
Can I ask you how old you
This should
are?
repeat itself.
20s?
You know,
20s?
on Jerry Jones, and it's a matter of respect in my mind about this guy Michael Parsons. If anybody watch football, you know he's like
Right.
an NFL on the chart star.
right.
And when
Defensive
he didn't even try to negotiate to keep him and couldn't even call a man by his name, call him Michael.
Mm.
He don't even know his name. He owns him.
Yeah.
As far as the team, not owns him because he's out there. But I'm saying he can't. At 80 years old, you still don't even have to respect somebody enough to call their name, and you paying them more than anybody else.
And don't care to
Right,
take
that's my
one
point.
letter
That's
off
my
of his
point. He
name
doesn't
to
care.
pronounce his name
That's the
properly.
whole point. He don't care.
He just cares about money. That's all his personalities, all his character ever demonstrates is that he doesn't represent respect for people, no matter what their color is. Like he is only about the dollar sign. And even at 80 years old, he still shows to be very arrogant, very ignorant. And even at 16, I don't think that, even if he looked back and said, like, oh, it was something to apologize for, and who he has become in 60 years, there was nothing in his mind, in his heart, to be like, I have something to even apologize for. I did what was with the times at that time, and I'm doing what the times call for at this time, because that's all he's really ever going to do. He don't have a bone in his body to do anything different other than what he did at that time, and to do what he's doing at this time. Continue to cattle us as much as he can. But the thing is that it's tolerated.
Absolutely.
It's completely tolerated.
And accepted.
But it is accepted. So it's so hard to ask that old man who probably barely remembers. When you find this picture from 1957, he just probably looking like, okay, yeah, that's me in the picture. I mean, it was 65. I mean, and his excuse was just like what it is. It's like it was 65 years ago, and at that time, that is what it called for me to stand behind all my friends and do what we did at that time. And he did stand there. His eyes not even really gazed at what's going on. His eyes just like gazed outside of the crowd. So you can tell that he actually probably was in the crowd just being a looker, like you see so many times in high school, you're just looking just to be looking. But he don't got an excuse because look who he is even now. He stands upstairs in that window at a Cowboys game and he gazes down like he's again watching his cattle do exactly what he pays them to do. So are you looking for an apology from this guy? Like this guy is arrogant, he's completely ignorant. Them guys go get what they gonna get, which is why what's his name, Dak, does the stuff that he does. He is terrible, but he is top dollar cattle.
That's because
so he gets what he gets, and this is how we even go about our own selves. We try to go out into the world and try to get what we can get to feel like we're winning. But really, are we winning just because we have all the dollar signs when your heart and your mind is still not being taken care of?
I was gonna say that.
So again, but you expect this ignorant white man,
Rich
ignorant
white
again.
But the thing
And
is,
this is why the kids be just like, oh, whatever. Like,
but
it
it's
is what
interesting.
it is.
It's interesting. Malcolm X said something that was very interesting. He said, when you put the education of your children in the hands of your enemy, your children will become your enemy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So they control.
So who's at fault?
Right. But they control the perception of our youth. So that's where the danger lies. Okay. It's just like slavery happened a long time ago. But so we shouldn't even be concerned about it. Like it's not an issue. It has no relevance to the day, right?
It has no relevance to the day, in a way, because it has been forever ago. It is not
but it does.
But it
Absolutely does.
I wasn't finished my
For
thought.
sure.
In a way, when you think about these kids today, they don't think of it being irrelevant because they have no idea to identify it that way. But the ones who come from a different time can identify it in so many ways. But these kids, a lot of these kids from 20 to even probably 30, we don't have a lot of lineage either that goes back. My parents have been going for over 20 plus years, both of them. So they don't even have a lineage to be like, okay, well, my pop told me about this and that. He only can go by my 40 plus years of experience and what I've experienced in the world. So as a parent, you have to take an extra step to make sure that whatever they experience in the world, that when they come back inside the house, that you break down the experience so they understand what is and what isn't. Even though you have to go out and learn about and tolerate and deal with, when you come back inside, it is an extra step to make sure that they understand, that they can identify, that they realize that it is still very much a difference. It is very much still a difference.
You're absolutely right, because the thing is that we've allowed somebody else to dictate to us what we teach our children. And we have to take up that slack and teach. If you don't, but see, that's the problem. We are putting that job on the system. We're letting the system educate our children. That's why our children are in the state that they are today, because we've allowed somebody else to dictate to us what we can teach our children. Absolutely.
How much we can have, where we can live.
They have no clue. And like I'm saying, you have to think about, what's another name for a television show? I didn't even want to get into this yet because we got to move on. What's another name for a television show is a television program. They are programming our children what to think, what to believe. Okay, so you have to be very careful with what you know, what you allow your kids to consume, because you are what you eat. Go.
Yeah, and they are consuming things from a culture that just showed us where they believe God is white,
Absolutely.
and then they are superior.
There was a little kindergartner, and I'll never forget this. It was a book, but it was showing like Greek mythology, and it was in his classroom. And he picked up the book and he brought it to me, and he said, "Mr. Abdul, is this God?" It was a big picture of Zeus sitting on a throne. And I'm like, wow. But this is what the kids think. They watch shows like Family Guy, and they depict God on there as being white. So,
Family Guy?
yeah, Family Guy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, no, Jesus.
No.
Jesus.
No, this particular.
No, he's being very, Jesus on Family Guy is white.
No, but they did. But I'm saying there was an episode where they did. It was supposed to be God.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, it was God and Jesus. It sure is.
Yeah.
And they are both white on
The
there.
fact that you give God a face is already scary.
It's already there.
It's already scary enough that you give God a face. You give him a color. Like it's just.
Well, we know what the color thing is about. Color is
As
to
always,
make it still.
but I feel like even now, 2025, like white people are hanging on by a thread. They are scared to death because we are smarter, we are stronger, we are faster, we are articulate, we are moving in such a different way than in 1957. And so many of us is doing so much more and in so many different ways. And we've blended and we've evolved and we've done something. So now they try to scare you off, but and I'm not gonna say that they probably don't win in some aspects.
Oh, they do, because we definitely lose some along the way.
They still win.
We definitely lose some along the way. So yeah, they take
You
their
know what?
small
The thing is that don't lose focus.
Oh, that's definitely.
No, I mean in terms of this, because Allah tells us in the Quran that He created mankind in different hues. Right. So it's not about color; it's about righteousness. Allah judges us by our righteousness, not by our color, and we got to remember that. We can't get caught up in that thing of color. I was telling the brother the other day, I just heard a country music guy. He done made Islamic songs. He's singing country, but it's Islam, you know. Call it American Muslim, you know. But interesting. But so we saw that. So this is another game. Let me show you this. Y'all need to take a break or something. Y'all want to?
I need a bathroom break, but you
got
got
break.
count me.
I some prayers in.
But I don't know if it was Malcolm who said this or not, but I know the quote. Once you have the people's mind, that's how you don't want to. You don't want to game. So if you tell people that God is white, and I'm not white, then what's that make me? Because in so many people's minds, the opposite of God is going to be the devil. So I'm brown or I'm black or what, any shade of brown. Then that must make me, or at least if I'm not the devil, I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite of what's good and right.
Well, it's interesting that you said that, because you can go back to the Malcolm X movement when he pulled up black in the dictionary.
Oh yeah.
And looked at the definitions.
Is that still like that in
Oh
the
yeah.
dictionary?
Oh yeah.
It changed.
Because words change and become antiquated and that kind of thing.
This is the kicker though. You can take the word black and put it in front of any other word and it becomes something negative. You say male, you put black in front of black male, right? So it's like it's a game. It's a mental game, y'all. And like I said, they study the human brain.
Absolutely.
Okay.
As you said, don't get too hung up on color.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking a few minutes ago, we saw a black person cheering the chief out and doing this, that, and the other. We also noticed on the other side of the ocean that it was black people throwing nets over you to capture you and send you over here in the first place. And then on this end, my wife knows it. I always say John Brown is my hero, because that was a white dude, him and his whole family, because of Abolitionists. Yeah, abolitionists. And it wasn't about color, it's about what's in your heart.
But that's what Allah tells us in the Quran. It's about right.